Hey guys, welcome back to Angel and Angela. And on this topic, I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about how the narcissist love will always turn into hate. The narcissist love will always turn into hate. How could someone, just stick around you, for weeks, months, years? How can someone stick around you and learn who you are as a person? How can they sit there and listen to your every fear, your ambitions, your dreams, and how could they just turn on you? When a narcissist feels as if they're losing control or they've lost control, the love will quickly turn into hate. Sometimes the narcissist will even pretend to be upset to regain that control over you. So it doesn't really matter if these people know you or knew you, since you were a baby. If they don't have control over you, they'll treat you like a complete stranger. Like they'll treat you as if they never knew you. Especially when you've supported them or you wanted them to be better, do better. Sometimes the narcissist comes into your life giving you a sob story, telling you about how they went through so much heartache and disappointment and betrayal. And here they are doing the same thing to you, right? You will find yourself pleading with the narcissist, competing with them because they make everything a competition with you. And you don't want no parts of that. And you're wondering, how could my partner go from love bombing me to competing, with me? And why do they want to control me so bad? Why do they want me to bow down to them? They want to portray an image like, like there's someone who builds relationships based on trust, only that they want you to have loyalty, trust, and all these things for them. Yet you can't trust this person. So they want you to behave in a way where you're already behaving in a manner where you're giving them a chance, you're being open to them, you're giving them love, you're sharing parts of yourself, but it's still not good enough because they want control, but they want to disguise the control as loyalty. But there's a thin line between love and hate, and there's a thin line between loyalty and control. Why do they want to, just make me go through sleep deprivation and anxiety and stress? And why does it seem almost like they want to kill me? But then, they're begging to come back. They're hoovering you like maniacs. When a narcissist is hoovering you, they turn into complete maniacs. It's like they have this envy, this envy in their eyes and their heart, and they need to get to you because even though the love has turned into hate and they tried to kill you, just the simple fact that they know they didn't kill you and they know that you're doing your best to move on. And the thought of knowing that you're trying to heal yourself and that one day you will heal yourself and that one day you will move on and you will be stronger and you can do better, be better, and surround yourself with people that really appreciate all parts of you, because the narcissist, they clearly understand the type of love that you have to give. And that same love that you have to give is the reason that they hate you, and you wonder why. How could that happen? Especially when you pull these people out of the life that they were living into something peaceful, right? You're bringing them into something peaceful because you've created a safe haven for yourself. So you're in heaven no matter what. You're in heaven no matter your circumstances. Whether, financially, you're in heaven. And what the narcissist tries to do is that they want to take you out of that heaven, out of that happy place. Because just the simple fact that you want better for them and you actually mean it. See, the difference is that they actually know you mean it. They actually know you want better for them. And that's the same reason they hate you. This is the same reason the love turns to hate, because you pour so much love onto these people, which initially motivates the narcissist. It motivates the narcissist. This is why they start dressing different. This is why they copy your style. They start hanging out with your friends. They start taking over your life. And if you're from a different class than them, and you come from a family that is not toxic as the narcissistic family that they come from, or you just, your families might be alike in many ways, but there's certain things that you just don't do. There's certain boundaries that you and your family might have. And the narcissist is like a disease. They want to study you. And initially it looks like, they love you. They love the people around you because they secretly want to be liked by these people. But at the same time, they know that they cannot keep that image up for too long. And they know that the mask is going to slip eventually. And no matter how much you motivate them, they know that mask is going to slip. And they know that they're deceiving you. And the simple fact that you cannot see that they're deceiving you, and the simple fact that even when you do have the eyes to see, you're still forgiving, you're still loving, that envy, that jealousy, will start to show. And it will, the love will quickly turn into hate. They will despise you. You think to yourself as an empath, and as someone who has trusted this person, how could they do this? How could they just break that trust so quickly? How could they do that? And you really have to analyze relationships, whether they're relationships with partners or family or friends or coworkers. It's like going to work and you just got into an argument with the narcissist, and the narcissist has kind of messed up your day, right? So you're taking your kids to school, but you might not feel too well because you just argued with this person. They just deprived you of sleep. They just, you went to a family gathering and they got sloppy drunk, and they started, they wanted to be the center of attention so bad. They were, making really mean jokes. They were being disrespectful. They were talking to the people around you like they're characters in a movie, like they're not real people, saying crazy things to people that have known you longer than they have, and you're like, what's going on with this person? And now you're having a bad day. And you even though you tell your children, I love you, have a good day, they can feel it. that you're running around, that you're pacing fast, that you're in your head a lot, that you have something in your head. There's something that's bothering you. And when you have something that's bothering you, now when you're at work, you're not behaving in your normal, you're not behaving like you normally do. And your energy is off. You're not yourself at all. You're supposed to be the best version of yourself, only that you cannot achieve that. You're not even yourself at all. And if you're not yourself at all, then you don't know who you are. And if you don't know who you are because the narcissist was able to get into your mind, because they're trying to literally destroy you psychologically. They don't even have to touch you. This person is showing you hate because you cannot be yourself. You cannot trust yourself. You cannot trust the narcissist. You cannot trust anyone. Your perception, your instincts are off. And because of this, you will find yourself in situations where now, because you're not feeling heard by this narcissist, or you feel like nothing you tell them is going to change them, or you feel like you can't, every time you say something to them, they just want you to move on, to not speak negatively. They'll tell you, I don't want to speak negative anymore. I don't want to have negative energy. Let's move on. Let's move on. And now they're projecting like you're the negative person, right? They're projecting like you're the negative person, like you're stuck on something that they did that's not a big deal. So now they're gaslighting you. They're invalidating you. They're projecting like there's something psychologically wrong with you. And you were the person to help them initially, and they knew that. They knew that you were giving them energy. They knew you were being supportive. They knew that you had empathy for them. Yet, here they are making you look like you're the crazy person. You're the one with the problems, and you're wondering, how can someone project this onto me? How could the narcissist project all this onto me? And then to top it off, they will discard you for someone else. They will tell you that they were never happy with you. They will tell you that, life goes on. People move on. Because now they feel like they're better than you. Because they feel like, hey, I got access to you. I got access to your family. I got access to your energy. And now I'm taking off with your energy. So they feel like they almost became you in a way. And you've became them. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to switch energies with you. So you will find yourself at work, in different places, and when someone starts to argue with you, or someone, is in a bad mood, you will be triggered. You will be triggered by strangers. Everything, little things will trigger you in ways that it shouldn't even be triggering you because of this narcissist. And you can tell yourself, I'm not a narcissist, I'm an empath. But now you're treating other people badly and you think it's normal. But that behavior came from that narcissist. So that love will turn into hate quickly. And when it turns into hate, this is why narcissists are very dangerous. When the love bomb is gone and now they've turned that love into hate, it's dangerous because that hate that they're projecting onto you has to go somewhere. Just like that hate that the narcissist has inside because of many reasons or many things that happen in their life or because of their own insecurities, they have to project that hate onto someone else. So they're studying you and they're like, oh, I love you. I found someone I love, And eventually, in time, when you get to see the real them, they're going to project that hate onto you that they've been carrying along. And that shows you that they are not healed. They're not conscious of what they're doing. They know what they're doing, but they don't know that it's actually affecting them as well. Because they think that they're taking energy from you and they're super powerful and super great and they're the kings and queens of the world, until it backfires on them. And now they're claiming to be empaths. Now they're claiming to be victims. Or they're expecting people to feel bad for them, yet they didn't want to understand what it took for those people that they tried to destroy, to get to the point where they understand that the narcissist is nothing but a hater trying to bring you down. They don't understand that those people have been in the same situations, even situations that the narcissist has been, in. These people have been in those same situations. They just have mastered not to project that hate onto others. So when that narcissist love turns into hate really quickly, they're showing you that they're not even self-aware that their actions are destroying themselves. And because of this person is a liability, not just to themselves, but to you, because now this person is willing to kill you, to bring you down, to destroy you, because they have hate in their heart. When they initially got with you, they tried to make it seem like they were a forgiving person and they were, all about, kumbaya and everything. But there's a lot of things that the narcissist never dealt with. There's a lot of times some of these narcissists are the way that they are because of, the generations before them, the people that they were around. So they don't see anything wrong with their behavior. It's like it's a hater baby that was raised by some hater parents. And now they're trying to project that onto you. And they won't stop. They won't stop until they destroy you, because they're willing to self-sabotage themselves. And it fuels them while they're doing it to you. It fuels them. And when they can't do it to you anymore, they're like a vampire out of blood, So the love will always turn to hate, because narcissism is like a disease. So when these people try to make you feel like they've moved on so quickly, you have to know within yourself that they have an incurable disease, and it doesn't matter how much they try to hide it. Eventually, it's going to come out again. This is why certain narcissists, choose not to have children or choose not to get married. And then there's narcissists that are just like wild animals, trying to trap as many souls as they can. So you have to know what type of people you're dealing with, because you will see that these people that deal with the narcissist will, feel like they're being victimized, just like the narcissist felt victimized at one point. And because the narcissist is projecting that negative energy, that hate, and it doesn't matter what you do to get even with the narcissist, they don't care. They'll keep coming around. They like to fight. They like to argue. They like the negative energy. So once you realize that it doesn't matter how much you scream, how much you're trying to be heard, it doesn't matter how much you cry, all of that is fueling that person, then if you don't leave these people alone, that energy has to come out some way, somehow. That energy has to be redirected somewhere. If you're trying so hard to love the narcissist, but no matter what you do, they're still showing you hate, and you're sitting there pleading with this person, telling them, I thought you loved me. I thought you loved me. I thought you loved me. What about when you said this? What about when you promised this? And they're ignoring you, and they're treating you like they hate you, like there's nothing you can say to them, like you did something to them, like they truly hate you. You're going to hurt inside, and you're going to find it very difficult to find the right answers on what to do. And not only that, you're going to have a lot of energy built inside of you. And the longer you keep these people around, the longer you're going to keep directing that negative energy onto others. And this is why certain people will go to work and get themselves fired from work. Or certain people will go to work and get other people fired from work because they don't feel good inside. So every little thing you do to that person will trigger them. And if you weren't around those narcissistic people that secretly hate you, and they're not even secretly hating you, they're hating you in public. They're hating you in front of their friends, in front of their flying monkeys, and their families, in front of your family. They're disrespecting you out in the open. They're disrespecting you when they're sleeping around and trying to sleep around with people that are connected to you or that know you. So that energy, will turn into hate. You'll start to hate the narcissist yourself. Because even when the love turns to hate, you're still pouring love onto them. You secretly hate them now. Because they've showed you so much hate, you secretly hate them now. But you still have hope as an empath. So you will tell yourself, I'm not going to treat the narcissist the way they treated me. I'm going to give them love. I'm going to show them I'm the bigger person. I'm not going to slash tires and break windows like everyone else. I'm going to pour love. Only that when you pour that love, they smack you in the face and they show you. They show you that they're in charge, that they don't care about your love. They don't care about your snacks. The narcissist is a wild animal. They're like, I don't care about your snacks. I don't care if you feed me, if you put water in my tank, if you fuel me. I don't care. That's how narcissists view people. It doesn't matter what you do for them. They won't care. And you'll start projecting that energy onto others, whether you want to believe it or not. You can sit there and say, I'll be the bigger person, I'll be the bigger person. But then you'll start treating other people horribly. And people will look at you like, why do you treat me bad? But you didn't treat that man you were with that bad. You didn't treat that woman that you were with that bad. I've been nothing but a good friend to you, or a good family member to you. I know I'm not perfect, but you've let the narcissist slide with so much disrespect 100,000 times. You'll start treating the people closest to you badly, And you can say, oh, I'm not treating them badly, but you are treating them badly when you know you have a friend that always listens to you, or you have a friend that will always support you, or you have a friend that will always show up at important events, and you never gave back to that friend because you were so busy worried about the narcissist, them stressing you out. You're calling your friend, talking about your problems. If you do invite your friend out for lunch, you're talking about the narcissist the whole time. And you never, ever, ever think to yourself to give the people closest to you the same type of attention, love, and respect for once. Or to have a conversation to just make it about them. To feel them the same way that they feel you. And that's because that energy, that the narcissist, that hate that they've poured onto you, you weren't able to get past it. You weren't able to heal from it because they never gave you closure. They purposely never gave you closure because they want you to redirect that energy to other people. And this is why it's so dangerous when the love has turned into hate, because now you'll project that hate onto other people. You'll lose family, you'll lose friends, you'll lose jobs, you'll go through hell. And now the narcissist has you where they wanted you. And that's in hell. And then they're studying you, and they're coming back around you just to see where your life is headed. They'll come around you pretending like they still love you. They still want to be with you. They're still in love with you. And they're just watching you. They're watching the time go by. And as the time is going by, they're making their escape plan. They're looking for new supply. They're looking for someone to replace you with. They're looking for someone that is financially better off than you are, or someone that's more attractive, or someone who is less aware of their narcissism, who, someone who isn't aware that this person is toxic and that this person has this narcissistic disease that they won't stop until they leave you dry, so they won't show that to the new supply. And this is why they'll keep coming around you, because you're feeling them, you're giving them energy. And while they're with these supplies, they want to act normal with these other supplies. They're going to mimic the way you behave, or the way you and the people around you behave. They're going to steal your identity. They're going to steal your mannerism. And they're going to show that love to someone else. And it's going to feel real. You're going to feel like, how could this narcissist just fall in love with someone else? How could the narcissist give them all the love, all the attention, everything that I wanted, everything they promised, everything I dreamed of? Why would they do this to me? Why wouldn't they just leave me alone? Why couldn't they just leave me alone so that I can find what I wanted in life? Why couldn't I just be happy? Why couldn't they just want me to be happy the same way that I wanted them to be happy? Why did they have to deceive me in that way? Why are they treating that new supply so much better? And initially, that's what it feels like. But the only reason the narcissist is able to treat that new supply well is because they're treating you bad. And the moment you cut the cord to your energy, you cut their energy off, and they're stuck with who they've always been. And that's when they'll start showing that new supply who they really are. And just like they didn't give you closure, you know, they'll come around wanting closure from you, especially when things don't start going their way, you know. But they know that your love has turned into hate. The narcissist knows when they can't come back anymore, when they've done too much. And they'll accept it. They'll accept it because they were waiting on you to hate them just as much as they hate you. So they can say, see, I told you. See, I told you. Remember when you had that little ounce of love for me and you said you would be the bigger person? Look at you now. You're tired of being the bigger person. You don't even want to deal with me anymore. I told you, I knew you never loved me. These people are sick. They are love killers. They kill love. And it always turns to hate no matter what. So most of the time when a narcissist is studying you, they're studying you and love bombing you only to hate you. Only to figure out how they can hate you, how they can take from you, how they can steal from you. This is why the moment that something goes left, the narcissist is willing to betray you in the worst way, because they were always willing to betray you from the start. They had hate from you. They had hate towards you from the start. But they needed to love you first because, you know, a person that hates you is really complimenting you because they hate you for a reason. There's something about you that they hate. They hate the way you're loved by others. They hate that you have more than them. They hate that you're not after the same things that they're after, and they feel like, well, if you're not after the same things that I'm after and you have more than me, then you don't deserve those things. You don't deserve the legacy that your family's built for you. You don't deserve anything. It's not fair. How come you have more than me? How come you were raised like this? Or you don't understand what I went through, or my parents are this way, or your parents are that way, or your life is still better than mine at the end of the day, or, you know, you're a woman, so your life is easier. You're a man, so you can get with whoever you want. So you have all of these contributions of hate that they're thinking inside of their minds from the start. From the start, they're thinking these things. But then they love you and they love bomb you because they feel like, I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of you. I want some of that energy that you have. So this is why in the beginning they can seem like they're happy and they really love you. You know, just like it could seem like they really love that new supply because there's something to gain from the situation. But once they're in it, it's going to turn into hate because of how they view people and how they view life, and because of their own jealousy and their own pain and their own insecurities. Because the narcissist is someone with a very low, sense of self-esteem, because they prey on the weak. They prey on your love. They prey on people who actually love. And that's what makes the narcissist so diabolical, so sinister. And this is why a lot of them have bad luck. This is why a lot of them have bad luck. And this is why a lot of them will be jealous of other narcissists that are doing well in life, but they don't understand that those people that are doing well in life are moving in a way that is smart, in a way that is not self-sabotaging, So the narcissist will sabotage themselves, especially low-grade narcissists. They will sabotage themselves and they will sabotage you. Once the narcissist sabotages you and people start to identify you as someone who is toxic, someone who is not happy, people start to feel like because you're feeling miserable, you're the toxic person and you're trying to project that toxicity onto them. So then now you're asking for people to help you, right? Or to be there for you or show compassion or sympathy. And they won't show sympathy because they don't really know what happened. And even though you tell them, they're like, we don't know. And now the narcissist is like, now you know how I feel. I've been in this hell for longer than you. So even if you don't know the extensity of everything the narcissist has done behind your back, they will walk around with arrogance like, if you want to get me back while you still have the opportunity to do so, because later on you won't have that opportunity anymore. It literally, feels like someone held you hostage and then, they managed to escape, only that now everyone is after you. And the narcissist is kind of like, see, I told you, now you know what I'm going through. So now you're feeling like you're being literally sentenced, and now you're being accused of a crime that you didn't even commit. And now everyone is backlashing at you. You're being gang stalked. The people closest to you are turning on you. They're seeing your empathy as weakness. They feel like you're toxic. Now you're losing people because they told you to leave the narcissist and you didn't leave them. And you're wondering why are they treating me like I'm some type of disease? Like I'm in jail and no one wants to come visit me, Then when you're in this spiritual prison, you actually have clarity to finally realize, because even then, when the relationship is over, you're still sitting here talking about, I'm wishing you the best, even though you didn't love me like that. Even though you played me, I still loved you. It was real on my part. So when you're locked up in this spiritual sentence, you're basically realizing that they hated you the whole time. And now you're sitting here like, oh, snap. Now I get it. And once you wake up and you get it and you're telling yourself, okay, I'm going to be released from this prison because, I finally realized that it's not me. And now that narcissist has to pay for the crime because they're running away from the crime. Now that you've realized it, now they have to go through their karma. And this is why they'll come back apologizing, because they want to be released from that karma. They're like, hey, can you just keep blaming yourself for what I did to you? Can you just drop the charges? Or, can we be friends? Can we arrange something? I'm being spiritually attacked. I know it's coming from you because I'm going through the same things I put you through. I feel bad all of a sudden. Can you forgive me? And the moment you feel them, they're just going to do the same thing to you all over again. And now when people come along and you try to help them in their spiritual journey, those same people won't appreciate you. So you're like, wow, I did this sentence. I learned from it. I'm trying to help others. I guess this is how I'm going to die, because it doesn't matter what I do. It seems like I can't get out of this spiritual prison. And the more I talk about it, the more it's like I'm being punished because I'm not supposed to tell everyone. I'm not supposed to help because of their need to feel as if they're high value people. They're trying to put a price tag on themselves, but their personalities and what they stand for and their lack of empathy and their drive to abuse others, for years even, without these people being aware of what they are, is what makes the narcissist so sinister. And this is why they will always have bad luck. And this is why they will always be going through the motions. And they will always wonder why it is that other narcissists are doing better than them. Oh, this is why you'll see a lot of narcissists with, that have multiple children that will sit there and talk bad about narcissists who are married and compare themselves and say, oh, well, he's just like me. But he's nothing. He's whack. He's a loser. But he's nothing like you. He's actually, the narcissist feels like they're better. They're better because they're using people and they're not giving anything back. But that other narcissist who's married is a loser because he's providing for his family. So the narcissist, you guys, they dig their own holes, and they bury themselves in them, and they want to bury you in them. And this is why that love turns to hate. And this is why you have to be careful of being around these type of people. Once you start seeing that someone hates you, you have to get rid of them, because even though you love them, once they self-sabotage you, whether they're with you or they discard you and you end up self-sabotaging yourself, that love that you feel for them, it will turn to hate. Especially when they're hoovering you back and they're playing mind games. That love that you feel for them, it will turn to hate in a blink of a second, and you will do something, or something will happen, or an argument will escalate, and your life is over. And now you look like, and now you look like you're the narcissist. And you're questioning yourself, am I the narcissist? Because I don't feel good. I don't like who I am. I don't like how I treat people anymore. I don't have patience anymore. I can't sleep good anymore. That energy comes from that narcissist, and that's why you have to stay away from these people, because they will literally turn that love into hate. And when that happens, you'll end up hating yourself. You'll end up hating who you are, where you're from, what you look like. You'll have insecurities that you never had before. You'll feel like you're not deserving of anything. And you'll also feel like, even though you're hurt, you still couldn't be the way the narcissist wants you to be. Even if they leave you in the same position that they were in initially, you still will feel like, I can never be them, So I hope that this message, you guys, was helpful on, the narcissist love will always turn to hate. And, always be careful how you treat people when you cannot project that energy, and when you don't know what to do with that energy, basically, that they left you with, because this is why they didn't give you that closure, because they're like, you're going to have to release that energy, but I won't be around to release it too. And you'll find yourself releasing that energy randomly, little by little. So you have to be well aware of where that energy came from so you can return it back to the sender. You have to be able to catch yourself. You have to be able to know that you can't mix business with how you're feeling. You can't take things personal out in the real world because someone has bullied you and now you're snapping because of it. So you have to make sure you know where that energy came from. So narcissists are very dangerous because they will project things onto you as if you've done things to them when you've never done anything to them. They'll accuse you of doing things to them, and doing things you've never even thought about doing because they've done it to other people. So when someone is accusing you of things you've never done and they're acting like they hate you as if you did something to them, chances are that they're doing these things to you. So they're projecting that onto you, and you're confused, and you'll start projecting stuff into, onto others. And it's a vicious cycle because now other people will view you as a narcissist. So as an empath, you will catch that behavior. You will say, oh, snap, I've been around this narcissist, or I need to clear my energy. And you feel like you need to get closer to God because this person, was demonic, and you couldn't see the sinister parts of them, even though they were showing them to you. And you'll know that you're different from the narcissist because you'll catch yourself. The narcissist doesn't care about catching themselves. They don't feel a thing. They can sleep good and act like they didn't just try to kill you the day before. So this is a dangerous person, you guys, when you're around someone who never takes accountability for their actions. That's a dangerous person to be with. As an empath, we know how easily it is to go from love to hate because we feel things very deeply. We can feel things very deeply. And this is why we keep forgiving the narcissist, because we know that what, all those feelings that they have are because they don't know how to control their own emotions and their own thoughts and their own life. So we try to be patient with these type of people. But you cannot help them. They have to help themselves. You can't teach these people how to stop hating people, or how to stop being hateful and stop being abusive. You can't teach these people how to love. They have to know what's going on, and they have to know what's going on by learning, by experiencing. And the fact that a lot of these people keep going through the same cycle, it shows you that there's something going on. There's something blocking them from having access to having a prosperous life. And because of that, because of their own karma, they'll put it off on you. They'll put it off on you, and you'll start getting that karma. That's how much they hate you, that they're willing to sacrifice you so that they can have, those 5 minutes to look for new supply while you're going through hell. Sometimes when the love has turned to hate, the narcissist will openly tell others what they did to you, how they hurt you, and how you will be affected by the things that they did, by the imprints that they've created in your mind. They knowingly try to destroy you, and just the memory, just the thought fuels them, and they'll check from time to time to see if you were able to move past what they did to you. And a lot of times when you are moving past or you're trying to move past what they did to you, they get angry, they get upset, and this is why I say they act like maniacs. They're trying to convince you that they love you. They're sending you messages. They're telling you to marry them. They're telling you all of these things that you want to hear. But behind what they're saying to you, they hate you. They hate you, and they want you dead. They don't want you to be happy. And this could be someone that you've known forever, or someone that you're in love with, and they want you dead. When the love has turned to hate, people will have to choose sides. A lot of times they will choose the narcissist side, until the narcissist betrays them. And that's another test, that's another testimony for the flying monkeys who, went so hard trying to defend someone. This is why you'll find certain people won't defend you, because they don't know whose side of the story is real. They hear the narcissist side and they're like, I can relate. They hear your side and they're like, I can relate. But then there's the truth. And in the narcissist story, there's always lies. There's always lies. And once the truth is spoken, everything else will unravel by itself. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. You don't have to prove it to anyone, because the narcissist will reap what they sowed. The narcissist that energy will follow them to the next person, and now it's their turn to get played and your time to win. So you have to be able to take that opportunity, take that chance, because you have nothing to lose. So these people will literally watch you get bad karma, and that's part of that hate. Once you start going through bad karma and bad things are happening, ever since you got with this person, they know exactly what's going on. And that's showing you right there the type of hate that they have for you. And once you realize that your life is going downhill ever since you met this person, and you finally, you're like, it has to be them. They're bad luck. It has to be them. Maybe they've done stuff prior to me, because there's always something happening to this person. Once you realize that you have nothing to do with what they've done to others and why they're in the position that they're in, you'll see that they'll quickly acknowledge, that you finally figured out who they are. And you'll see the look of arrogance. They'll look you in your eyes and they're like, great, you figured it out. But at the same time, it will make you sick to your stomach, because you can tell that they're secretly embarrassed. You could see the shame. Just as much as you can see the arrogance, you can still see the shame underneath it all. So, be very careful, you guys, when dealing with people who are love bombing you and then they're showing you hate the next minute. You're driving around, running errands or going, having a good weekend out, and this person is just in a horrible mood all the time. And you're like, I didn't do anything to this person. Maybe they did something to you. And now they're projecting this hate, but in reality, they're only projecting it because they've done something, because they've turned their love into hate. So I'm sending you guys lots of love, light, peace, and your healing. If you guys enjoyed this podcast, do not forget to like, share, comment down below. If you guys are new to this channel, welcome. If you guys want to book a session with me, my booking information is on the description. As always, just give me 24 hours and I will, talk to you guys on the next podcast. Love you guys. Bye.